Hello, welcome to Dysfunctional
Hello.
Quarantine, number 15. Me and 15. Is that a low number?
No, I'm surprised. It seems like, 15 seems like a right number.
Well, you know what? I didn't do it for like a month. I should have started right away.
Yeah. Now 15's an all right number.
Yeah.
Wow. This has got to end soon, man.
Yeah, I can't wait. Well, they just said that the governor of New Jersey just said something about how he wants to see test results before he goes to phase 2.
What the hell is phase 2? It's not just fucking open shit up?
No, I think it's 3 stages because my job is 3 stages. June 6th was supposed to be the first one, I think. And then July 6th is another one, and then August is everyone. That's the list my job gave me.
You know, I'm noticing more cars on the street after 8 o'clock lately. Is he letting up on that at all?
On what?
On the curfew.
No, but he's talking about restaurants that have outside tables can start now.
No, I understand that, but the curfew part of it is that starting to lift? Because the cops, I don't see the police stopping people.
Well, you know, I started to figure out that the curfew's gone. When I was on the Parkway today, the cops were doing their usual bullshit, hiding in the bushes and everything, where before you don't even see them. Remember at the start, they were just like, you didn't even see them around on the highways?
Right.
Yeah, now I saw like 4 cops on the way home today on the Parkway hiding. Oh, what about this Parkway toll increase? You see that shit?
No, I did not.
35%.
35%?
Yeah, starting September.
What is that? So what does that go up to? Wait, you mean to tell me that the $1.50 tolls
are going to be $1.90?
$1.90.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus. Why didn't they just make it $2 and make it easy for everybody?
No. How about they don't put the prices up? They had an open meeting for it, but in the middle of the coronavirus, and everybody said you got to reschedule it so the public can go, and they wouldn't do it.
Well, yeah, I guess.
But the governor can veto it, but he's never gonna.
Yeah, but isn't the Parkway a private entity?
No.
I thought they were. I didn't think they were part of the state. I thought it was private.
No. Well, they're all about giving the Parkway to the teachers union pension plan.
Well, they have to because they raided the teachers union pension plan years ago.
Because I was in that shit for a while, and then they were complaining about trying to kick people out of it, and then they said they're never going to make it, and then it's going to be 50% in like 10 years or whatever. I don't know the exact numbers, but yeah, they were talking about putting the Parkway and the Turnpike into the teachers' pensions and the state employee pension.
They were talking about raiding the firemen's retirement fund, the volunteers, and I think it's 80% or 90% of the fire departments in New Jersey are volunteer. So we have in New Jersey, we have an old fireman's retirement home in Boonton, and that's subsidized by the volunteers, and that's their money. But apparently, because it's a fire department, Murphy thinks it's state money, but it's not. It was privately contributed funds by the volunteer fire departments. And all the volunteer fire departments are privately incorporated. They exist in towns under charters. So it has to do with the history of the fire departments in New Jersey, where all the fire departments in New Jersey used to be private in the olden days. And you used to subscribe to a fire service. You ever see those crosses that the firemen have on their T-shirts? They're Maltese crosses. They look like shields.
Right.
Those used to be specific to the fire company that you subscribed to. So if you lived in a certain area and you wanted to get them there in time, you would subscribe to the one closest to your house. But if they didn't get there first and another fire company did, you would be responsible for paying the bill to that fire company.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So that's why the fire companies are private, and that's why they have their own funding that they never gave up.
Do they get a retirement plan even though they volunteer, like a pension?
Some towns have what's called LoSAP, where it's almost like a 401k, but it only kicks in if you meet your percentage of alarms. So you have to make for the year 70% of the alarms.
Okay, and then if you don't, you're excluded for that year.
Yeah, or you get a reduced percentage. So the thing about that is, when you have a town with a mixed department like Nutley is, like my town, there's a huge rivalry with the between the paid and the volunteers, because the paid fire department is union. They want to bring in as many union members as they can, so they have greater bargaining power. If you have volunteers in town, your bargaining power goes down the tubes. So they hate the volunteers. And so what they do is, to keep us from getting our money, they put an alarm in for every fucking thing that happens. From a cat in a tree, you call out all fucking 85 guys because there's a fucking cat in a tree. You can't do that to these fucking guys. They're working guys. They got to leave their jobs to go run into an alarm. And that's how they justify their horseshit, by saying that they don't show up. Well, you know what? I'm not showing up to get your fucking cat out of the tree.
Yeah, but that's probably how they scam people out of their fucking pensions or their saving thing.
Well, that's the thing. So now they want to do away with the volunteers. They want to confiscate their money.
In England, we don't have volunteers.
No, it's all paid. In fact, certain municipalities are all paid. But
the best part about being a fireman in England is when the alarm goes, you can do 100 miles an hour. No, there's no speed limit if you got a blue light.
No, well,
If you're on the way to the fire, you can drive as fast as you want, like a cop.
That's great.
Yeah, that's like the only good reasons.
Well, the other side of that is, like I said, the volunteers have their own money, and Murphy wants their money. He wants.
And how's he ever going to pay it back?
He's saying that it's sitting there, it's not being used, and it's not being constructive. The problem is he doesn't understand.
It doesn't have to be there to grow.
It does, but the other part, well, no. The volunteers are very, very conservative about that fund, and it's a big fund. It's big. I'm thinking it's might be close to $400 million. I could be wrong about that. My dad used to be the secretary for the town, who'd report the numbers in and collect the dues and everything else from the volunteers, because we don't get paid. They give you a stipend like for clothing, and Nutley is really cheap. They give you like $150 a year. Some towns give you a lot of money monthly, right, but not Nutley. But anyway, Murphy wants the money. He's an ass. It's not his. It's not the state's money. So I don't know how they can take it if it's not the state, if it's not their money.
There's probably some loophole.
I know. It's that again, if he absorbs all the fire departments and passes laws saying you can't have volunteer fire departments in New Jersey, well then there's his loophole. But then the volunteers on their way out could just fucking distribute the money back. It's like I said, it doesn't belong to the state.
But I don't understand how if it's not invested, how does it grow if he takes it? Does he pay it back with interest?
Well, I think he wants to take the money, invest the money. So it's like, here's a receipt for your $400 million, and we're going to put it to work. But that shit never comes back. The teachers fucking union, the teachers' money never came back.
Well, that's why they're trying to do the Parkway thing.
Yeah,
they know it ain't coming back.
Right. So they gotta make good to the teachers. They suck, dude. This state is so full of shit. I get a kick out of guys like Joey Novik going on about Democrat. You're out of your goddamn mind. I hate to say it like that because it makes me sound like such a fucking redneck Republican, gun-toting, Bible-thumping asshole, but it's messed up. You can't take other people's shit. I don't care what good you're trying to do with it. Oh, but it's better if we all just get along. Fuck you. It's like that remember that cartoon? You ever see years and years ago the Warner Brother cartoon? The grasshopper and the ants, and the grasshopper's toting around going, oh, the world owes me a living. And the ants are working their asses off. And then at the end, the ants take pity on the fucking grasshopper and feed him in the winter. Unreal. So what happened with Rivoli's?
Yeah, so some woman on the internet dug up a video or a still picture of a sign he had 6 years ago when that other guy got killed by the cops. And that whole I can't breathe thing came out and people were doing that.
Yeah.
And of course, you know, they just happened to find it right when this other guy got killed by the cops and said, I can't breathe.
Dude,
But, apparently, you know, well, friggin', what's his name? Jimmy Fallon just got in the shit for doing a Chris Rock blackface thing in SNL in 2000.
Oh, really?
You didn't see that?
I heard about it.
Someone dug up a video from SNL in 2000, I think it was, of him in blackface doing a Chris Rock impression.
But that's okay.
20 fucking years ago.
But that was kind of tongue in cheek. It wasn't. It was like an homage.
Apparently, it don't matter.
I'm
glad I'm not famous.
Unreal.
They would fuck.
But wait a minute. Should we get mad at Eddie Murphy when he does the white face in those movies where he plays all the characters?
What about Ted Danson in the fucking Howard Stern fucking thing where he did blackface with Whoopi Goldberg?
Yeah, you know.
Is that okay because there's a black guy there? I mean, there's a black woman with him.
You know, the people are starting to rewrite history to suit these fucking agendas that they have. I think it's messed up. Didn't
they say that some schools are not omitting certain things out of teaching?
They are changing history. I mean, yeah. They no longer call the founding fathers the founding fathers. They call them the framers of the Constitution, because apparently there were some women involved that had also made contributions. But I don't remember seeing any women's names on the fucking Declaration of Independence or the Bill of Rights or the Constitution. But
maybe they changed into women after.
I don't know, man. I'm not shitting on women with that. I'm just saying that, you know, it's inclusivity.
What were your options for being a transsexual in the year 1767?
I think, and I saw something last night that made it very interesting. I saw something I was watching. I don't remember what it was. Roseanne had it on. It was a British show. And there was a female priest. I guess it's from the C of E. There was a female priest,
right,
who had a lesbian lover, and the lesbian lover got fucking wasted in town, fell over, said, call my girlfriend or whatever, and it turned out to be this priest lady. And the what do they call the vicar?
Vicar.
Yeah, he turns around and he tells her, you can do whatever you want. It's like one of those Paul's letters to the Ephesians. You just don't tell anybody. You can have your own life. You do what you want, but you have to maintain discretion. And I think that goes a long way with everything we do in life. You can pretty much do whatever you want, but as long as you remain discreet. You know, if you want to be a comedian and a school teacher, don't let the fucking two things overlap. If you want to be a lawyer and a comedian, don't let it overlap. If you want to bang 1,000 women, and don't let your wife find out. You know what I mean? These are the kinds of things that you have to be aware of.
Yeah, but now you have to be scared that something you're going to say, some jerk off's going to go find your job.
That is, yeah. And well, now that's one of the things with the internet you got to be concerned with, you know? That's why I guess my mom wanted me to be Johnny Hollywood.
Yeah. Yeah, because that would stop them if they wanted to find it.
No, I mean,
it gives them an extra 10 minutes of work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's really annoying, man. People just can't mind their own fucking business. I think that's the biggest problem. Just mind your own fucking business. Go
No,
on with your...
I think these people live to fuck with people.
Yeah.
Back in the day in the nerdy computer community, there was always a couple of people that their whole life was to fuck with people. I would say they had a group of people in the fan base called the Peppermints.
Oh, the Peppermints. I didn't know about these guys.
Yeah, and the Peppermints would find anything about anybody. And I'm not saying I was involved, but I may have known a few people. But
was it Terrible Tim in there?
no one even knew who he was then. I didn't know who Terrible Tim was until I went to a Staten Island fucking open mic.
Oh man.
But the Peppermints, some guy wrote a bad article about O&A, and about a minute later, people were running up his credit.
Oh shit.
You know?
Wow.
But
yeah, it's a little fucking concerning, man, because you just can't do well, again, you know, if you're gonna fucking do shit, then you got to do it quietly. You know?
in the feed says, "What's a wife? Mine's not even born yet."
Oh, that was funny. Somebody said something about. Oh, it was Shannon. She said something. She says, "You know what they told me? You know what they told me about the kids that I have to watch?" And I go, "Don't fuck them."
Yeah. Again.
Oh shit. Yeah, I don't know, man. This is just you know, mind your own business, do your own thing, and stay quiet.
Somebody mentioned the dark web. This is way before the dark web.
Somebody said to me
when I started in this stuff, it was way before the web.
Yeah. Somebody said to me, if I knew that somebody was cheating on their wife and I knew their wife, I would tell them. And I'm like, what the fuck would you go and do something like that for? I mean, what are you trying to ruin somebody's life? Well, I think they should know. I don't think that the woman should be a fool. And I go, yeah, but if she doesn't know, she's not a fool. And if you're the only one that knows, you're being an evil person. You can't.
Oh, I read the best story. You got to hear this one.
Go ahead.
Husband and wife, right?
Mm-hmm.
Either they had kids or they can't have kids, or they're not having any more kids, right? Or they're trying to have a kid. It's irrelevant, right? But husband cheats with work colleague of his and gets her pregnant on a one-night stand.
Wow.
Years later, husband and wife go to in-laws' house. In-laws' house has a family photo, and in the family photo is the woman that he got pregnant.
Oh,
because they see the kid.
Oh, wow.
And the wife's like, this is bullshit. And the mother's like, well, you can't tell me what I can have up in my house. So she's in the family photo with everybody else.
And with the kid?
Yeah.
With the illegitimate child?
Yes.
Well, actually, I think that's not an illegitimate child anymore, is it?
Well, they're not married.
No,
It's a one-night stand.
But the kid's been claimed. You know what I mean? The father claimed the child.
Right. But the current wife goes to his parents' house, and his parents have a photo on the wall, including her, the husband, and this other chick. And she's like, I don't want to be reminded about this fucking bitch every time I go to your in-laws' house.
Yeah, but wouldn't she be grateful that there's this kid that she could possibly, be, in that child's life, and being that she couldn't have any of her own?
Well, I don't know. I'll give me a second. I'll find the story because I had it in my bookmarks for something I was doing.
I guess because that would be the gracious thing to do, and people have a very hard time being gracious in this fucking world, don't they? Where the fuck did the broom go?
Your wife's not home yet.
Yeah, she's riding it as we speak. I might have to duck out at about 9:15, 9:30-ish, because I have not eaten dinner, and I was kind of waiting for her to get home. Starving. I'm starving, Marvin. Oh, fucking A. The dogs just got the packing material for the fucking kennel. I just took it out and shredded it. Isn't that great?
Yeah.
Dude, we got to get Gulley back in the meeting tonight.
There you go.
That will be fun as fuck. If he's up to it. Will is staying up late with that. He thinks we can market this Zoom meeting. What do you think?
I don't know.
You think it's a thing? You think it's even possible?
Well, what is he going to market as? Like a real internet show of some kind?
I don't know. I honestly can't say. Because his vision is very. You know what? We should get Tom in on this because Tom must have a perspective on what he was saying. Because Tom may have had a clearer understanding because I just don't see a marketability with this. Because here's the thing, right? Eventually you want to build something until you can sell it to somebody bigger for more access or more exposure, right?
All right, so I found another version of the story. Wife mortified as in-laws gift husband album with pictures of his ex, but not her. Actually, that's a different story.
Oh, fuck.
But no, that's not the right story. The story is the fucking in-laws.
Right. Well, yeah, we should get Tom in here. I'd love to understand because you know what, man? We could make it. I don't know. If Will has a legitimate vision. By the way, do you know what Will does for a living?
I had an idea, but I've forgotten.
Oh, because I know you have ways to find shit out. He says he does genetic research.
Yeah, I think that's jerking off into a cup.
No, well, he says that he does genetic research and he researches DNA to correlate personality traits.
All right, so I found the story. When a wife cheats as husband is mortifying, one woman on Reddit graced her husband with a second chance after a one-night stand, but also resulted in a son. She accepted the stepson, but just hoped that whole thing would put behind her. But the in-laws' recent family portrait is a stinging reminder of her husband's infidelity. Is she wrong for asking them to keep it out of sight? She explained that there was a fling and a drunken one-time thing.
Right. Well, you got it. I mean, I think she's being a little. If the grandparents have a relationship with the child, then I think the wife is out of line.
And in the picture, her husband is between her and the woman.
Between his wife,
the husband is stood between the wife and the mistress in the photo, in the family photo.
Oh, yeah, that part is a little harder to understand. Is she still part of the whole?
Well, she's with the in-laws. She brings the kid over. That's where it all came from.
Oh, okay. So she has a relationship with the in-laws as if they were still married, if they were actually married.
Yeah, but they never have been. It was a one-night stand.
Right. Oh, wow. That is complicated, but I guess you really can't keep grandparents away from their grandchildren, regardless of your marital status, right?
Yeah.
Like if you were told you couldn't see your grandson anymore.
Wouldn't you be annoyed though if you're in if it's one photo of the family and she's in it?
Oh, she's only in one photo?
There's not this one whole family photo and they're all in it. That's the point.
Oh.
It's not a separate photo with her and the kid. It's a family photo with them all in it.
It's a family photo and they included her.
Yep.
Well, I guess, yeah, I don't know. I guess the wife's got a reason to get pissed, but if the grandparents have their own separate photo with the whole crew, I mean, didn't she have to stand next to the woman to begin with?
Well, yeah.
So didn't she know that there was a photo being taken? That kind of doesn't make a whole ton of sense that she would be angry by that.
Serenity is shocked that you're cleaning.
Serenity can be shocked as much as she'd like to be.
Yeah.
I do a lot of cleaning, Serenity. It's the only one that does.
Serenity doesn't think that my you know the new joke I do about getting an 18 to 21 when I'm doing comedy?
Yeah.
That's a great joke. I want to tag it with one of the women has so bad self-esteem, she thinks she doesn't have any friends, but she actually ate the doorbell. Right?
She ate the doorbell.
Because she's so fat, she ate the doorbell.
Oh, okay.
But I got to figure the wording. But I'm like, I think that's funny.
That's not bad.
I mean, the 18 to 21 thing got a huge laugh yesterday.
I'll tell you what I was a little angry with. I didn't get any time to perform yesterday.
That's why you should have gone in front.
I think we forgot Victor Ponte.
We what?
Well, I think we forgot Victor. I think he might have bailed out before he got a shot, or we ended it and he didn't get a shot because he was in and out.
Yeah, we should have asked him if he wanted to go on the list.
Yeah, I think we fucked up. I wanted to reach out to him and I didn't get a chance.
Well, he doesn't have the Ivy started a fucking writing thing at 9 o'clock. Like, can you?
Did anybody mention that to her? I mean, we can actually not crucify her, but we can point that out that she shouldn't have done something like that. Well, then but it wasn't hers. That's the other part. That's Jay's Silverberg's thing.
I don't know.
That's his writing class.
Well, it was just more. It was more of a do a set, and then we give you thoughts and ideas. It seemed to me like it was Ivy and Serenity that were controlling it, but maybe he just lets them.
Well, they were. They actually were controlling it.
Yeah, it sucks. It's the same night as the fucking mic.
Oh, I think that this was like one of the first times that had happened.
Well, I thought this was the first time they did that.
Oh, I don't know.
As far as the Facebook group, it's the first time they ever did it.
Oh, okay. So that's a different.
So I don't know why they did it at the same fucking time, but whatever.
Yeah, that don't make sense.
It was good though. It was good, man. It was good. It was better than any fucking open mic online I've been on.
Really? All right. Well, was there constructive criticism, or were people helpful?
It was absolutely constructive criticism.
That's actually pretty good.
And the only feedback I had on my whole set was when I did the joke about taking my kid to Planned Parenthood. They said that I need to say they recognized her name. I'm like, why do I say recognize that name? I'm just saying they just said, this one's on us. I don't understand why I'd need to say that. Oh, we remember you. Why do I need to say that?
She had the discount card.
What?
She had a discount card.
Yeah, I mean, I have all that, but I'm like, but they're like, you need to say, I remember you. This one's on us. I'm like, why do you need to say I remember you? If this one's on us, you've obviously seen me before. I don't need to detail it.
Right. Well, let me ask you something. Were the people who said that Jewish? Because they always like getting something free and making sure someone says that was anti-Semitic. I'm sorry, Jewish people. I'm sorry, my Jewish brother. And that was a terrible thing to say. But let's all just be aware that stereotypes are funny, and we should be using every tool in our arsenal to make people laugh. Stereotypes included.
Let me tell you 2 jokes I'm trying to work out, and maybe you can throw. Let me see. Hold on.
Go ahead.
So there's two things I'm trying to work out. I'm trying to come up with how mental illness becomes more obvious while we're all locked down.
Oh yeah.
And with some examples of stuff that I've noticed.
Yeah, I've been on lockdown. I've been on lockdown so long, I've run out of pennies to eat.
Yeah, batteries to lick.
Yeah.
But I really don't want to make it me that's mentally ill, but I guess if I say that, it probably makes it not so harsh on everybody else.
Yeah, or you can say I don't want to say this quarantine's been going on too long, but my autistic grandson has run out of pennies to eat or batteries to eat. In the face. You can't say that. I still think these quarantine jokes aren't going to last.
No. I literally, when I did my set last night on that writing thing, I did 3 or 4 jokes that weren't even quarantine. The only quarantine one I did, hold on, I'll tell you.
I don't think the relevancy is going to stand up, and I don't think people are going to want to be reminded of it. Well, that goes in the garbage.
The only one that I did that I like is the best thing about quarantine is it takes 3 weeks for Child Protective Services to show up.
I like it.
right? That
I
one
like
I like. And then I learned I should have pulled out on my kid. And why did the Jews in Lakewood not invite my in-laws to their parties?
You're right, because you want them to die.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I get it.
But I have a bunch more.
Yeah, but you know, I was.
I think all of those jokes would last much longer. They're not like, oh, okay, it's over. We don't do it.
Well, I think the Lakewood joke is kind of. I don't think it only plays locally. And it was specifically a problem for you.
Yeah.
Because so that's that one's a harder sell. I think.
Oh, what about this one? Actually, I like this one a lot. So a black guy came up to me the other day and asked me, why do I have to wear a mask while I'm driving? And I said, dude, you're the getaway driver.
Right.
That's a good one. I like
that. That is a good one.
Yeah. But other than that, I don't know how Mormons can deal with 5 wives in lockdown. I can only deal with 1, barely.
Yep. Mormons and okay, sister wives. Okay, I can barely deal. Okay, that's good. That one's got legs. There's nothing really to add to that. That's good. I was gonna do like 5 things I learned in lockdown. Number 1, when I wear a mask, my breath really sucks.
Yeah.
Did you notice that? Like, it's like, man, it's like you really notice how kicking your breath really is when you got a mask on. It's like, it's bad. That's number 1. Number 2, I learned that my neighbors are, I can't say it now. My door is open. I learned that I got some ugly neighbors, man. It's like my neighborhood has turned into a local promenade, and they're all out walking.
Oh, it's not like people in the horns for people's fake ass birthdays.
What? Say that again.
It's not just people driving by beeping their horns.
Oh no. No.
What about
no.
this one? I hear the adoptions at the animal shelters are up during the lockdown. So many dogs have been adopted. You know what? Those Koreans have to eat.
That's funny. That's it's awful, but it's funny. As a dog lover, I find it offensive. I find that offensive as a dog owner. What's the other one? Oh yeah, the other thing is I like to mow my lawn later in the day, and with all the neighbors walking around, I feel like my Mexican neighbor is judging me because I'm mowing the lawn, and he's Mexican, so he probably does a better job. Okay.
What about I discovered in the quarantine that I could never be gay because I have a really bad gag reflex.
Why are you gagging?
If I couldn't be gay.
No, I understand that, but why would you be gagging to begin with?
What?
Okay, you said that I found out during quarantine that I'd be.
Why would I discover them? Okay. How about I don't think I could be gay?
I know I know I could never be gay. I have a terrible gag reflex.
Yeah.
Okay, but that's not a quarantine joke.
No, but I'm just saying. I'm trying to do like a whole group of. I got so bored in quarantine. Here's what I did.
Oh, things that you learned during. I got so bored that I learned. I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
So you spent your time in self-discovery. Okay. Wow. I haven't been writing quarantine jokes. I got to be honest. It's not even a thing. Actually, I haven't been writing a lot.
No, I literally wrote nearly all of this in a day at 4 a.m. I just suddenly got an idea in my head and I just churned out 2 whole pages of stuff.
I got very constructive during the whole thing. I've been, like I said, I rebuilt my basement stairs. I cleared out my basement. Did a water heater, replaced light fixtures around the house. Uh-oh. Iggy, mommy's home. Go see your mother. I got constructive, you know. I did a couple of, videos, how-tos and such. But anyway, I think we're gonna have to call it because I'm gonna have to get dinner going.
Oh, I was trying to get Gulley on.
Oh, all right. You want me to hang out until Gulley shows up?
Let me see if he'll come.
Hello.
Oh my God, they're like torpedoes.
Yes, they are. Thanks. It's very humid. I'm on the air, Roz, and you're saying these things.
What did she say?
She said it smells in here. It's very humid, and the dogs are I got rid of one of the dog kennels already, and so
this
they don't smell good.
This is why you need central air.
Yeah, except my house is. You know what they did? My house was. They started building my house in 1918, and they didn't finish building the house until 1928. The builder lost all his money in the Great Depression. So
does your house look like it was kind of cobbled together piece by piece? Like you could see that when this room was obviously done differently to this room kind of thing?
No, it's not like that. The house was framed and it sat as exposed framing for almost 10 years.
Gulley says that he can come on in 15 minutes. Okay.
So when you open up a wall and you look at the studs in the wall, they're weathered. So it's like when you open up a wall and you look
they're
at
like rusty.
They're gray. They're gray and they're very hard. So the wood is there's not a lot of flexibility left. So anytime you want to do something in the house, you actually have to drill a hole in that wood and bolt another piece of wood to it, so that you can have something you can screw into and adhere things to. So we found that out when we opened up when we had to replace the shower stall. And then when I spoke to one of my neighbors, this really old lady who grew up in the neighborhood, she grew up in the house. She died in the house. She was like 98. They used to call my house the monkey bars because it was like the playground that all the kids would go to and play on. It was like that, the local sandlot almost. So I found out why it was that way. And so now, I guess in the 70s, when they did a big remodel, they cut holes, 6-inch holes in the clapboards on the outside of the house, and they blew insulation into all the bats. So on one hand, it's great because if the house ever catches on fire, you've got all of this fireproof insulation that'll stop the fire from going up the stud channel,
Right.
But it sucks to run electrical wires through the walls or piping through the walls. It's impossible. And then they aluminum sided the house after that.
Would you know how they did the central air here?
How'd they do it there?
They put 2 units in the attic, right? One for each floor. The top floor is easy because they just ran the pipes around the attic and put vents in the ceiling, right?
Right.
Downstairs, they went down the back of every closet.
Okay.
And
yeah,
then,
there's one closet on the first floor.
Oh, that's it? What about in the bedrooms?
The bedroom, there's one closet. Yeah, there's a closet in each bedroom upstairs.
Yes, there you go. That's where you bring it down. What they did is they took the shelves out of the closet.
Yeah, but
they cut a circle in the back of the thing, and then they put the black pipe down through the back of the shelves.
Right, but my attic is a finished attic. It's a bedroom.
Oh, but didn't you say there's a pile of stuff up there?
Well, there's storage up there, but it's an actual finished room. There's enclosed walls, enclosed ceiling. So that would be an issue. I could get one of those Mr. Slims and mount them on the outside of the house through the wall.
Yeah, I don't even know how that works.
Yeah, they're actually
not efficient, those things, or not?
What's that?
Are they even efficient?
Yeah, they're actually really good. It's just like a normal central air, but you use one unit on the outside, and you pipe it up into the room.
Okay.
Yeah, when you have a 100-year-old house, bro, it's just some shit that you're never going to be able to fix.
Well, they finished half of my attic, not to the point of putting walls up, but they took half of it out and put all the central air in there. So
Now, my attic is really nice. It's got built-in bookcases, and it's got it's got heating. It's got eave storage. It's got 4 closets. It's got a full cedar closet up there, so you could store your shit you don't want the moths to get to.
That sounds like a good place to do podcasts from.
It is, because the sound is dead up there.
Mm-hmm.
It's got acoustic tile in the ceiling. It's fucking great. It's quiet as hell. You're right. It would be great. But again, you know, you got all the seasonal clothes up there and that kind of nonsense. And you got to go through my whole house to get to it. It's the 3rd floor. So.
Do you have like real stairs going to it, or like just?
Oh yeah, no, there's real stairs. There's real stairs. In fact, this stair channel in the house is the only, like, it's like an internal chimney in the house. If God forbid anything caught on fire, I would dread it hitting that, because it would just carry the fire through the fucking whole center of the house. Yeah. So that's no good. Is Gulley coming on yet or no?
He said 15 minutes a while ago. Hold on, be honest. It's only been 4 minutes.
Well, you know what? I got stuff to. I really got to.
I just tell him come to 10 o'clock.
All right, I'll see you then.
All right,
Gotta
buddy.
sign off.
Say goodbye to everybody.
Goodbye, everybody. It's been a pleasure.
Bye.
Pleasure.